So this season of The Mandalorian has been so great. I can't believe I have not done a review of any episode so far, except for my Mandalorian Fortnite videos that I've put up in the last couple weeks. But here am I doing a review of pretty much the whole season, going up to the last episode, which comes out this week. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's just talk about the Mandalorian season because I really just want to talk about it and get off my chest and nerd out about this shit. So yeah, let's go. So the first episode, they started out with a bang. They introduced Timothy Olyphant as Cobb Vanth, who is a character from a Star Wars Aftermath novel. So they brought him in with the Boba Fett armor, which is crazy. It was crazy seeing later in the episode them fighting the crate dragon in this episode. And that's pretty much what the episode was about. Them fighting the crate dragon with the townspeople who live in that town where Cobb Vanth is I guess he's like he's the marshal. That was what the episode was called. He's the marshal. He keeps the town safe. But then we, of course, have the Tuscan Raiders, who, of course, they are a big threat to the townspeople, but they also want the Krayt Dragon killed. So, yeah, they come together and fight alongside each other. It's like almost like a cowboys and Native Americans like tale that you see in Westerns, and which The Mandalorian is sort of a Western. It's a Star Wars Western. And, yeah, it was just a really good, cool episode. Yeah, but them fighting the Krayt Dragon at the end, and that was very cinematic. They even used like IMAX cameras for that scene. So yeah, I thought that was awesome. You see like two guys in Mandalorian armor fighting side by side. Of course, we would see that later on in the season. And of course, at the end, Mando takes the Boba Fett armor because he has to return to Mandalore. And we're probably going to see Cobb Vanth again. Probably not in the final episode, but probably sometime next season. But let's not forget the final shot of the episode. We saw Boba Fett for the first time, and it was a confirmation that he made it. He flew out of the Sarlacc pit. And yeah, that's awesome. Of course, we would see more Boba Fett later on this season. I'll get to that in a bit. But let's go to episode 2. And episode 2 brought out the arachnophobia in me. Because, yeah, of course, Mando crashes on a ice planet with, like, ice spiders. So, yeah, that's crazy. But before that, he's, like, sent to deliver this frog lady to her home planet to reunite with her husband. And the eggs, of course, that, yeah, Baby Yoda kept on eating. And I was like, yeah, Baby Yoda, Grogu, of course, Grogu kept on eating the eggs. As like, her species is in danger of going extinct if she doesn't have these eggs, like get these eggs back to her husband. So, yeah, that's crucial. And so, yeah, it's a little mini genocide, you want to say. I probably won't get that far, but yeah, it's kind of cute that Grogu was trying to eat the eggs, but also it's kind of terrifying in a way, but not as terrifying as the spiders in this episode, because yeah, that was creepy. I mean, spiders running after them at the end of the episode. I mean, that was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And of course, at the end of the episode, we have the two X-Wing pilots, the New Republic fighters, actually, I'd say. One is Dave Filoni, and one is this actor who was on the show. I forgot what the actor's name was, but he's on the show that I kind of forgot the name of it too. But yeah, but they come in, they save the day, and of course, they, like the X-Wing pilots, they let them loose because, yeah, Mando helped. Well, he tried to not have that, that the guy killed in that one episode, when he was fighting with Bill Burr and all, like his gang. But even though it brought out the arachnophobia in me, this episode was cool. I actually really dug it. Episode 3, Mando brings the frog lady back to her own planet, and she reunites with her husband with the eggs that she still has because Baby Yoda didn't eat all of them, thankfully. But yeah, but of course, later in the episode, we see Bo-Katan come into action and save him from these like other creatures that are trying to try to steal his Beskar armor, and they like threw Baby Yoda into the water. So Bo-Katan and two other Mandalorians come in and save the day. One being Sasha Banks, which is cool if you're a WWE fan. But yeah, but Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff, who voiced her in Rebels and Clone Wars, comes into play her in live action, and that was awesome seeing her. And then, of course, yeah, we learned that, of course, Mandalorians take off their helmets because Mandalorians took off their helmets in Rebels and Clone Wars. I mean, Bo-Katan took off her helmet. Sabine had her helmet off a lot of the time in Rebels. So yeah, they took off their helmets, and we learned that Din Djarin is part of like a cult-like section of Mandalorians that don't want to take off their helmets because they want to go by the ancient ways of Mandalore. So yeah, so apparently it might not be the way in the long run for him to keep his helmet on. But we do see in the episode Mando teaming up with Bo-Katan and the 2 other Mandalorians in capturing this Imperial ship. The action in the episode was great, and it was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who did a great job with this episode. Coming off the episode she did direct last season, which, yeah, I don't really care for that much. So I'm glad she got another chance, and she knocked this one out of the park in directing this. And I really want to see her directing more Star Wars to come in either The Mandalorian or any of the other Star Wars shows that are going to come out on Disney Plus. But yeah, but this episode was great with the action, and Bo-Katan, of course, Katie Sackhoff playing her was awesome. And Bo-Katan also wants to go over for Moff Gideon because she needs to get the Darksaber back. So we're probably going to see her in this final episode, and she's probably going to run into Mando and Boba Fett and Fennec Shand and Cara in this final episode. So yeah, so we'll probably see that and them team up, and that'll probably be awesome too if it does happen. But yeah, she does want that Darksaber back, and of course, she name drops Ahsoka Tano in this episode, which is awesome because, yeah, of course, the rumors were coming in that Ahsoka Tano was going to appear in this season, so it was really no surprise, but to get the name drop, that's awesome. And then in episode 4, Mando goes back to Navarro to team up with Cara Dune and Greef Karga and the blue dude he frozen Carbonite. What was his name? I forgot his name. I will probably put it down below, but you know the blue guy. But yeah, but they team up, they go and try to take out this base, of course, at the other end of the planet of Navarro. I'm not gonna spend too much time in this episode because I want to get to the next episode. But we do see some pretty good action with Cara and Greef. And Greef, of course, with Carl Weathers, he directed the episode, and he did a pretty good job, except for the jeans guy we see in the background in that one shot. I mean, I didn't really catch it. For the people who did catch it, well, you got some good eyes because I did not catch it at all. So yeah, but it was a pretty good action-packed episode with, of course, Mando coming at the end and taking out the Imperials that were after Greef and Cara and the blue guy when they were going back and taking that ship back after destroying that base. But we also learned that Moff Gideon and these Imperials, they were getting into cloning. So yeah, that may come into play later on, and I'll have to do something with Grogu, of course. So yeah, so the episode was pretty good. You have Mando fixing up his ship. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty nice episode. So let's get to episode 5. Episode 5 is probably my favorite of the season because we get Ahsoka Tano, baby. We get Ahsoka Tano, and we open the episode up with Ahsoka Tano because she's going to that village. As you can see, I'm a big Ahsoka Tano fan. I'm an Ahsoka Tano simp, pretty much, because I loved her in Clone Wars and Rebels. So yeah, so we got her, and Rosario Dawson playing her, which was in the rumors, of course. It was almost a confirmation that she was going to play her. But yeah, she did play her, and she knocked it out of the park. It was cool seeing the interactions with Grogu and Ahsoka. And this is where we got the name drop, the reveal that Baby Yoda is named Grogu, or the child is named Grogu. So yeah, they kind of really revealed it too late though, because I feel like people are still calling him Baby Yoda, but his real name is Grogu. I'm trying to call him Grogu because that's his real name, but I still keep calling him Baby Yoda. But yeah, but we see that. We learned that Grogu was at the Jedi Academy, or the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, when the whole purge went down and Anakin went on to kill the younglings, of course. So yeah, and he got out somehow. Somebody got him out. Who got him out? Mace Windu? Maybe Kanan Jarrus? I don't know. Somebody got him out. I'm sure it probably doesn't matter. The point is he got out. And yeah, it was pretty cool learning this new information. So we get to the end of the episode, or kind of towards the end, where Mando and Ahsoka go back into the village to take out the villains in this episode. One being Michael Biehn, who has that showdown with Mando. It was pretty cool because we saw Ahsoka matching up with the villain, and that was almost like samurai-esque. And then of course Mando matching up with Michael Biehn, and that was like a western. So it was kind of like they're mixing together. That was pretty cool. I mean, Ahsoka and the villain of the episode, which I forgot her name. I forgot her name. But yeah, but that was almost like Kill Bill. You know, Kill Bill Volume 1, where Uma Thurman's going against Lucy Liu. It sort of kind of felt like that. It was very samurai-esque. So yeah, but I love that fight. It was just it was very calming at first, and they got into that fight. It was pretty cool. But when the fight was over, Ahsoka, yeah, she name dropped another character Grand Admiral Thrawn, wanting to know where he is because she is trying to find him. And she's trying to find him because she's also trying to find Ezra Bridger. Because yes, we left off in Star Wars Rebels in the final episode where Ezra and Thrawn go in the deep space, like the whales take them out there. And yes, they're missing probably, and Ahsoka and Sabine are trying to look for them. So we're going to see the live action continuation of that in Ahsoka's show, which was announced a couple of days ago. So that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty much what the story is going to be. They teased it, and Ahsoka, yeah, that's going to be awesome. Ahsoka Tano show on Disney Plus. Yeah, we'll see what happens in that show. It's gonna be awesome. And of course, Mando took out Michael Biehn just like that because Michael Biehn is trying to be silly with his gun and trying to sneakily take him out. Of course, that wasn't gonna happen to Michael Biehn. Sorry, dude. So Ahsoka tells Mando to go to Tython to take Grogu to the Jedi Temple there, and he will call it using the Force. And a Jedi will come and something will happen. I don't know. So episode 6, we get right to it. Mando takes Grogu to Tython. They get to the Jedi Temple and it's not working at first. And then Mando sees Slave One come in. And of course, it's Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, who almost died pretty much in that last episode, not in the last episode, but in that episode in season 1. And we get confirmation that those shoes, that was Boba Fett. And he fixed up Fennec, which is pretty nice for Boba to do. But we get sort of a showdown. But then Imperials come, and then Boba, Mando, and Fennec work together to take out these Imperials. And of course, Boba Fett gets his armor back from Mando's ship, the Razor Crest. And yeah, and they fight. And it's just badass. And it's the first time we see Boba Fett being badass. He doesn't just look badass, but he's so badass in this episode. He is dad bod Boba Fett. It is so awesome. And I'm so glad they made him cool. And Tamara Morrison, he also knocked it out of the park in this episode. He was great. I mean, I loved him in this episode. I mean, bringing Ming-Na Wen back was also pretty cool because I love her too. And I didn't want her just to be a one-off character in that episode last season. And Robert Rodriguez directed this episode, so you knew it was going to be pretty awesomely action-packed. And it was with Boba, Mando, and Fennec. But then we see at the end, of course, with Grogu, because he was calling out to the Force. So yeah, we see that, and of course he took a little nap afterwards because he was tired. His little body was tired after that. But of course, Moff Gideon sent in the Dark Troopers to get Boba Fett, get Grogu. So yeah, so on the Imperials, Moff Gideon, he has Grogu, and he's gonna probably do something with his blood, gonna do some cloning. I don't know. He wants his Force abilities. I'm not really too sure. And we got to see the Dark Troopers, which was pretty cool, but they weren't in action. But they'll probably be in action in the finale. And of course, the Razor Crest is gone because that got wiped out. It just exploded. And yeah, and that was something I didn't really expect. And I was like shocked because he just got it fixed on Navarro. And it was just like, yeah, we're going to blow that shit up. So yeah, so of course, Mando went off with Boba Fett because Boba Fett and Fennec want to help him try to get Grogu back. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they're going to team up for these final 3 episodes, him and Boba on the Slave One. So we get to episode 7, and this is where we have Bill Burr and Boba Fett, the crossover that I never thought I wanted. But we have Bill Burr in this episode playing Mayfeld. And of course, he teams up with Mando. They go into this base, of course, which is on this planet. Oh, what was it called again? I forgot. But yeah, I forgot the name of this planet. But they had to go to this base, this Imperial base, because they want to get the location of Moff Gideon's ship. But on the way there, they run into these pirates. They're trying to blow up the, I forgot what that was called too. I just watched the episode. But yeah, they wanted to blow up these ships and blow up the, I forgot, Madonium, I don't know, Crodonium, I don't know. It was something like that. But it was like, yeah, that was pretty good action right there. Rick Famuyiwa directed this episode. So yeah, he's also directed some good action with the episode last season with Bill Burr in there. But yeah, but this was pretty cool because he's got to see Mando in like a stormtrooper armor, and he's fighting these pirates, and it's pretty crazy on the ship, and the action was great on top of there. And at the end of the conflict, TIE fighters come out and take the rest of the pirates out, which is pretty cool to see. You see like stormtroopers being heroic in Star Wars because we never really kind of see that. We're always going against them. So yeah, and of course they welcome in, like they welcome them cheering him, like Mando and Bill Burr. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see. But of course, we see later Mando going to do that face scan to try to get the information on Moff Gideon's ship. And we see him take off the helmet and do a face reveal for the second time in the series. And this time was for a longer period of time because he has the helmet off. And then, of course, we see that Imperial officer played by Richard Brake, I think his name is. I forgot his name. I think that was his actor's name. But yeah, he's a recognizable face. He was in Batman Begins. But yeah, they have a little confrontation. Bill Burr comes in to try to like chill out the situation. And he kind of saves them. And we see Bill Burr and Mando. Of course, Bill Burr sees Mando's face. Mayfield sees Mando's face. But they sit down, have drinks. And then, of course, this Imperial officer, yeah, he starts talking about this mission that, of course, Bill Burr and Mayfield served kind of under him. And they talk about this like little mission they were on, this little battle. And of course, there's Imperial officers going on about the battle and how these stormtroopers risk their lives and them being expendable. And Mayfield wasn't having it. You can see the look on Bill Burr's face here. Bill Burr was excellent in this episode. I thought he was better in this episode than he was in the episode last season. And I actually liked him last season, but this one, you saw some emotional moments. You can see the look on his face and he just couldn't hold it in. And he shoots the officer. And of course, they shoot the rest of the stormtroopers in that room. And they just hightail it out of there. And then, of course, Boba Fett comes in and swoops them up and gets them. And before they get out of there, of course, Mayfield shows his sharp shooting skills by taking out whatever the stuff was called and blowing up the entire base. And of course, they let Mayfield go at the end of the episode. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Mayfield later. I hope Bill Burr comes back because he's not like a Star Wars fan. He's gonna talk shit on Star Wars on his podcast, I think. But it's cool seeing him in these episodes. And I kind of think he's going to be in the High Republic show because I think Cara Dune's going to be in that show, of course. And she kind of mentions that that was kind of a nice shot, and she might bring Mayfield in that show. So yeah, so is Bill Burr going to get a reoccurring spot in a Star Wars show? We'll see. I don't know, but it'll be nice seeing it if he does. And it was also really cool seeing Mando at the end of the episode. He sends out that message to Moff Gideon, saying the same line he said in like I think it was like the last episode last season. So yeah, same line, but Mando's saying it this time. That's pretty cool. Moff Gideon getting that message. And this is pretty much, yeah, this is the first time we didn't see Grogu at all in a Mando episode. So yeah, I thought that was pretty unique. And yeah, we didn't even see him on the Imperial ship, the Star Destroyer that Moff Gideon is on. So yeah, final episode coming up. These 7 weeks have gone by pretty quick with The Mandalorian. So I'm like, oh man, final episode coming up. Man, I don't know. But I have a feeling this episode's going to be great. It's probably going to be the best episode this season. And we're probably going to see Bo-Katan coming back. I mean, that'll be so cool if we see Mando, Boba, Fennec, and you got Bo-Katan and the 2 other Mandalorians teaming up to try to take down Moff Gideon. And we're probably going to see Bo-Katan go against Moff Gideon. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like, what's going to happen is like Mando going to fight Moff Gideon with, that Beskar spear? Because that looks like it could be a good fight. That probably could be a good fight with Mando with the Beskar spear and the dark saber that Moff Gideon has. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be pretty nice. And hopefully it lives up to the hype for this final episode. And that's my review of each episode this season. So if I missed anything, I'm sorry, but I went through like 7 episodes in this video. So tell me, what do you think about this season so far for The Mandalorian? Are you really loving it like me? Because I'm really loving it. I can't wait to this final episode and see what goes down and how they try to get Grogu back. So I rambled long enough. My voice is pretty tired. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this, probably in the future. I usually do mostly gaming, but I'm going to do more of this stuff, and I'll definitely review the final episode coming this week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And until next time, I will see you guys later. This is The Way.